Hey, what's going on, you guys? I've been having a crappy Monday, so I decided to make a video. But let me tell you a funny story. It's really not that funny. Half asleep, got a cup of coffee, stepped in some dog poop today. That's how I felt about today. Then I lost an hour of sleep because of the time thing. Why do we need to keep changing the time? It's stupid. But anyway, I saw Rebel and all the guys were pushing. I believe that No Name Kid, he was pushing. He was like top 5 earlier. Rebel was up there. So I decided to jump on in it and have a little fun myself. That's right, day after season. I was feeling like I was just going to take a few days off because I pushed it on up. But we had a good talk with Dunn and probably going to do a collab with him here soon. Take a look at the global local ratings. Looks like No Name Kid just tilted on the game. No, there he is. So we got the 3 amigos in the top 5 in the United States. I'm very happy for my guys. I've been coaching up No Name a little bit. If you're watching this video, No Name, I love you big time. But you've been making some silly mistakes, and now you're playing amazing, like absolutely amazing. So guys, like that's it, man. That's the only difference between a really good player and like a good player is just fixing and fine-tuning small mistakes that are easy and fixable. It's not the end of the world. Someone's not light years above you. I mean, it's just tile placements, timings, not over pursuing, and everything like that. So I don't care, guys. I'm gonna go on ahead and show you guys some of my losses. I lost to a 3 Musketeer deck that was weird. Lost to some. Speaking of over pursuing, I over pursued in the very push of that. I went and lightninged a Musketeer early, and as I said in my last video, if you're lightning right off the back, you're typically going to lose. I lost almost a whole tower in the back, and then he kind of played defense. But besides that, that might be the only loss. Nope. I had one earlier from a Golem deck, and I think that was another over pursuit as well. So yeah, anyway, let's go on ahead and look at Bright Light's new deck, and that he was featured on TV Royale earlier, and we'll do a breakdown of it. I actually kind of like his deck. It's pretty cool concept, and Lumberjack is a really good card. I mean, he pretty much just changed out the mini P.E.K.K.A. for a Lumberjack. And guys, I like to use the Ice Golem because I'm a trifecta, so I use it kind of like the Valkyrie, but it costs half of the cost, and man, it just does amazing work there. I was actually thinking that if I had a lightning there, I was actually considering lightning all that jazz, but seeing that I saw what his deck was earlier, I kind of had an upper hand advantage knowing the cards. So guys, this game is also very similar to poker, knowing what your opponent's decks are. And guys, check this out. This was a great log. That log got the Ice Spirit, the Princess. It managed to chip away the Inferno, and we're going to get 2 hog hits in. Yes, 2 hog hits in there. And right now, Bright is broke. So I'm sitting over here chipping away with my Princess. So he decides he's going to go on ahead and do that. So my whole strategy, once I got him going, and I knew that I had him, and especially getting some positive elixir trades, yeah, I went on ahead and was pretty aggressive against him. I wanted this victory bad, but then again, I've been playing very aggressive today. So I put the Mega Minion in front of the Princess to keep her alive. That was a great Ice Spirit there. If he didn't drop that Ice Spirit, I would have gotten the hog loose. I tried to put down the Ice Golem to protect the Princess so we could continue chipping away, but he does drop his Mega Minion. He put down the Ice Golem, and we go on ahead and battle that out as I'm sitting here chipping away. So at this point in the game, I already know that I have it secured as long as I don't do anything kind of stupid. So I'm going to sit back, chill out a little bit, and just kind of see what his push is. I do know he has a Lumberjack, and I do kind of know, being that I've played everything else before, I do know his pushes. So we're able to get our elixir backs, and we still have an elixir advantage over them. Guys, Ice Golem is so good. Look at that. He's going to give me enough time for my Mega Dominion to go there and kill. We're going to go ahead and hit him down with the Ice Spirit. We distract with the hog over here, and we go on ahead and give him the lightning because we do have a push going on over here that he's going to have to respond to. So that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you get these cards that you want to use right off the back. That was probably a bad log, but it was okay. It didn't matter. I have him so beat right now that I could kind of kind of play around and do it whatever I want to. So I decided to go for the other lane. At this point, that I thought that, hey man, I could just go on ahead and log them. I'm not sure about my damage. I don't have a max log. If I had a max log there, that would have taken that down completely, but it doesn't. So I sent the log out. It does not matter. Just have to cycle back, try to get him with the ice spirit, and that was going to secure the W with the ice spirit for the victory. So that looked a lot closer at the end. I was just waiting for a card to hit him. But as you can see, his deck is also very, very fast. It can also catch an opponent off guard if you didn't know what it is. But the thing is with being similar decks that you know, you can kind of figure out what they have just by 1 or 2 cards. Especially when you see like an Ice Spirit drop. Like if I drop an Ice Spirit, I know that, like, you know, if someone else drops an Ice Spirit kind of close, I know that a Hog's coming. I mean, that's just one of the things that we all know what's going on. I used to think this MIT clan was the school MIT, but it was actually, it's made in Taiwan. So as we can see here in some of the gameplays, look at that, guys. We got 1 Royal Giant, 2 Royal Giant, 3 Royal Giant, and then that was well played on Miss Terry. I didn't know that he, whatever, had 3 Musketeers. I lightning the what do you call it? I lightning the furnace one time, and then she, whatever, hit me back with the 3 Musketeers dropped, and then on top of that, he put the 3 Musketeers Golem next to the tower, and it was really hard for that. Rebel runs a deck currently right now. If we could go on ahead and we'll take a look at him. He's running Fireball. He's kind of my yin to my yang or whatever. He likes to run the Fireball. I like to run the Lightning. He's also now switched up his deck to using Ice Golem. Ice Golem is very, very good. But the only thing different is that I'm using Lightning, and then I'm using Log instead. He's using the Zap variation, and then I'm missing some card here. I don't know. What am I missing? What am I missing? Princess. So I like the Princess for chip damage, but essentially he's using that kind of like as a bait deck, not a bait deck, as a control deck. So he's using that as a kind of like, you know, take down the archers when these people are using the golem decks and everything else that we're starting to see. It's just super, super tanky, and is also a decent push when you can get the Mega Minion and the Knight going down, just so if you don't have any cards going on. Earlier, I was surprised to see Mr. Alvaro. It's kind of cool. I was watching some videos earlier. I don't think I've ever played him, but I'm pretty sure I've beat every single YouTuber I've ever played, and the only person I have not played is Chief Pat. I just never see him. But yeah, my understanding, I guess he doesn't push hard into the top 200 because he doesn't like the win traders or whatever. I don't know. Who cares, man? I mean, you know, we can't do anything about it. I know there's win traders there. You just do the best you can. Have fun. Make some quality content. But you know what? I want to see that high-level gameplay in these videos. I mean, heck yeah, man, just go ahead and beat the win traders. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the ranking, you know, just subtract 30 or something like that from your total ranking. So if you got 50, you're like top 20 or something like that, whatever. But you know, but then again, I think he just wants to avoid the politics and have fun, which is that's fine and understandable. So guys, what do you do when you see a golem? You want to go on ahead and press the other lane, just like I did here. This was a pretty sweet setup. I got the princess dialed in, and where she's going to go on ahead and chip that out. We got the golem, so we made him spend his elixir. I wanted to save the princess here, so I sent down the log, but that's the point of doing all this. That's why I put the ice spirit down. I wanted to keep the princess for shot damage, and then keep him spending elixir. So then he can't use his lightning. So if we can apply pressure on both sides, then that's another way to beat. Excuse me. To beat some of these golem decks that are very expensive. Like, let me drop 20 elixir on one side. No, not today, my man. So you know what? Say if you got 1,000 damage on the other side and he starts dropping the golem. We can apply the pressure to the other side, guys. But the log is so good, guys. Especially since everybody's using Tombstone. It completely wipes it out. But as you guys can see there, instead of dropping my Mega Minion on his Mega Minion, I put him on the archers and then made the Mega Minion backtail it back and hightail it back and go on ahead and do that. I like to drop the Ice Spirit behind the Princess. I think I learned that from Pong. I saw him have a lot of success with it, especially with the one elixir skeletons. And as you can see there, a really good play with when you grab an Inferno and you put it so close to the bridge to minimize the damage. I put down the Ice Golem there just to tank whatever he's going to put in his way. He did decide to go on ahead and lightning that, and see, that is the reason why you want to put it center bridge. I made it be there, but I was actually thinking about putting the Inferno on his side of the bridge. But the log actually saved me enough time where it ended up killing him. And guys, right there, I wanted to log it just for fun. I already knew I had this game in the bag. I just wanted to see if I could log the Golem at that point across the bridge, and just for fun, and just to see if we were going to be able to do any of that. So yeah, just a second ago I was checking the TV just to see if I made it. I don't know why I was doing that, but sometimes I see it whenever I'm playing, and I'm up in the higher ranks. So sometimes it's a nice treat. But Rebel got like on TV last season like 6 times, guys. It was absolutely amazing. So anyway, you guys get to see the meta deck. I think that was like the tourney winner deck, whatever. No, I think that wasn't that good of a game. That was an interesting deck. I don't know why would you put I don't know why you would put Goblin Barrel in there. That's just kind of weird. But anyway, not dogging any players in here. Just kind of wanted to highlight a different deck. One of the he's running the top deck that was used in the tournament. So I guess he's saying like, hey, let me go on ahead and use that one. So shout out to those guys. I actually ended up playing this guy, and he's playing another meta deck, but he was putting in the Inferno, which was kind of interesting as well, but we're not going to highlight that one at all. This deck right here, guys, this was a deck that I saw Trainer Garrett using yesterday or the other day. I played him and I drawed him, and then I shot him a message and we chatted for a minute. I'm not sure if he made it or who made it, but it's just pretty much the same deck, and you just put in Barbs instead of Inferno. I mean, that was kind of an idea that was done a while back ago when people were using the Hogs Guards combo. Then people started using the Barbs instead. So it's good, but I don't like it. I tried it. I mean, and like, you just can't let them stack when you're playing a giant deck. You cannot let them stack a full-on push. You can't let them get the giant bowler, muskie behind it and everything else. You just can't do it. So let's go on ahead and take a look. Let's take a look. Where did Pooh finish? 344. Let's take a look at this Royal Giant deck. See, guys, this one's probably the most popular and actually had a little bit of issues with that deck. So if you guys are looking for a good Royal Giant deck, I highly recommend this one. Not a big fan of anyway, the buildings are tough, guys, and after losing to a 3 Musketeer deck that had Furnace, I was a little weary. I actually thought that was going to be a Golem deck. He actually hit me with a surprise there. I was really so shocked that he used the lightning. So back to my theory that I said earlier, if he who uses lightning first loses first. I don't know. Well, we could come up with another saying. But there's really no rhyme or reason to today's video. I just wanted to highlight that, hey, my clan is doing good. We got some really stand-up guys, some good players, and have fun with the deck. Even if you're having a bad day, if you're not doing good, or if you were doing well, and sometimes you just gotta stop. I'm happy where I am, guys. I don't need to continue playing for the day just to be happy. Just enjoy your life a little bit. Get to a place that in your gut you feel like, all right, well, I'm happy with that, and whatever, and just call it a day. So this was a very interesting deck. I think I handled it well, and like I said, I think a big mistake that he made was lightning in the very beginning. You might be able to take down a tower or get a good amount of damage down. And guys, yes, I do BM sometimes, and it is typically Nova. I'm sorry. It's just I have some hate in my heart from whenever I log into Twitter and they're sitting there bragging about a top spot, and I know that they're cheating. It's not fair. It's not cool. It's not funny. And you know what? They want to BM all of our guys too. It's just not. You know, those are probably the only people I do BM, to be honest. Occasionally, I might let one out against. Against the Mortar and Expo, because it does trigger me, but typically I just say good game, good you know, and typically, like I said today, like most of my videos, I give people the thumbs up and everything else. So let's highlight one more. Nope, he quit. He rage quit. All right, let's we're gonna go on ahead and put this one on ×2. This is another bait deck. We can go on ahead and look on that. You know what? You can turn off your emojis if you don't like it that I BM'd a Nova player or you play for Nova. You know, you can turn off your emojis. It's not me being a jerk. I just feel like, you know what, they still need to ban these people if they're cheating in a video game. I'd love to see Chief Pat up in the leaderboards. If he thinks he's all that in a bag of chips, then come on, man, let's do it. I mean, don't let someone else ruin your fun. So and make excuses. I know a lot of people that like to make excuses, but you know what, that is fine. Sometimes, guys, sometimes this deck is just an all-around very solid deck. You can get through buildings. You can get through anything on there, and like you said, look at that. I mean, it just kills out the horde. Really, really cool. So I saw value there. I saw a lot of people in this tournament that's going on currently. See that? Look at that value. Thank you so much. And that's why I like the log. I like the hog and the log. Hog log. But you know what? I saw in the what was it saying? I was saying something about the tournament. I just completely lost track here. Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna get all down on people and get mad at anybody for using a deck that's widely used to. I mean, if it's working for you, great. I really think, in my own opinion, that the best tournament that has been in Clash Royale is the one that Jason won. It was awesome, and everybody wanted to know about his deck because nobody had seen it. I just thought that was cool, you know. I mean, but here's the thing, we're sitting here watching tournaments and they're using the same decks. I mean, I know some of the YouTubers, they had like some interesting decks, and they're like, you know, they're taking it a little on the light side. Chief Pat was actually, I felt like he was really trying hard. But you know, I just really want to see, like, you know, this, like, some random guy just come up with some crazy deck, and you know, he's just out there killing it. That's why I thought, like, you know, Pong was such a great player to come up with a new deck. And I mean, this is my variation of a deck that we had made up, and you know what, this is my deck. But I'm at the same time, this is not, you know, someone was like, well, it's just a hog cycle deck, you know. This isn't actually a cycle deck. This is actually a little bit more tactical. I feel like a cycle deck's a 2.8, a 3.0, anything around that. Something really, really cheap that you can cycle around to. But I guess it is a cycle deck. But we do have two very expensive cards that are in there that makes it, you know, but whatever. But you have to have the Inferno. Also, I saw on OJ's gameplay that his Inferno placements were pretty bad. He kept putting them almost in the center like we used to put our Infernos. But you know what? You have to, on these lightning decks, you have to put them up on the top center bridge point, guys. And then if you have something like a Mega Minion or an Ice Spirit, they're typically, if the Golem is coming your way, they're going to either drop the Archers over there, or they're going to drop the Mega Minion. It's typically the Mega Minion. You can go on ahead and hit them with either the Ice Golem or put down the little 1 elixir. But so then you're making them use 6 elixir on 5. So that's what you want, is positive, and that's the thing too. You know, if you put down an Ice Golem, whip-de frickin' do. You lost 2 elixir, and then you kind of wait, and then you pull out your Mega Minion, okay? Another good solid point on beating the Golems is like how I did earlier in the other previous video, is I logged the Golem, and then it gave that Inferno just a little bit more time to heat up, just with the little bit of life it had left, and to take it down. So these are the little tricks, or you can put down the Ice Spirit, but anything you can do to keep that away. You know what, try to take care of the supporting troops and not the tank as well. But you don't want to focus too much on the defense, guys. You need to have a solid balance, all right? What you need to do is be able to push the opposite lane and apply pressure offensively, because it's also a great defense, because then they're splitting their troops up and they can't keep stacking 9 million elixir on one side. So these are just some tips that that work for me very well, and I mean these are some solid insights of how to push up in there. And guys, some of you guys are like lower levels. These guys that are in the top 200 are very good. You can look at Ming. I think he's a Nova player, very good player. Yao Yao, TMD, Yao Yao, whatever. I've played that guy a bunch of times. These guys are top tier players that are in the top 200, and you could be like, hey, well, they paid to be good. But guys, these guys are winning big tournaments, okay? These guys are doing very well. And also Surgical Goblin, I believe he's also pushing on a maxed account as well. You can, Surgical, if you're here, you can quote me on that. I'm not sure, but someone told me that you were pushing on a 13 account. I know like Electrify and some of these other guys are too. So that gives them a little bit of different stuff. So in your meta, if you're in the 4,000, 3,000 range, that might just be the minor meta. You know, it's like minor, mini P.E.K.K.A, you know, speed, you know, bait, you know, everything else. But when you get into the top 200, it is the what sets the ground for the rest of the game, because anybody else that are copying these decks are tested, tried and true. And then you'll see other random decks like someone like Dunn that is like hadn't been in the top 200. I talked to him today. He hadn't been in the top 200 like ever or whatever. I'm not sure exactly if it was ever, but he just said he had a lot of trouble against these cards. But since the meta has changed, his deck is now working, and now that is kind of pretty cool, because no one else was using Three Musketeers in the top 200, and this dude was sitting there crushing it. Then now I'm seeing a couple other people like the adult person that I saw them using the Dun deck. I just think that's cool. I just think it's cool to go against the grain. I think that is that's what this game is all about. I feel like, you know, and there's always going to be a few decks that you're going to see over and over again. But guys, listen, the hog isn't dead. You can do it. Another top player, another good player earlier was saying that, hey man, it's just like you can't use hog anymore. And I'm like, well, if I can't use hog, then why was I top 50 in the world yesterday? I mean, why am I top 20 in the global right now? Whatever, dude. I was like, I don't want to hear the excuses, blah, blah, blah. I get it. It's hard. Find out a way. You know what? And when you're good at a certain deck, you know what? Stay at it and master it. You know, that's fine. If you're good at giant decks are good. They're just annoying, and they piss me off, because guess what? I lose to them sometimes. And that's probably what pisses me off the most, is because I don't want to lose. We all get a little salty. Come on now. So anyway, try to stay positive. I know it's a Monday. You probably lost some sleep, whatever. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could, just go on ahead and hit that sub button. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Maybe in some of the future videos, maybe I could go on ahead and maybe do some deck reviews. Maybe you guys can suggest a deck I can play, or maybe, you know, suggest me do something else. You're probably going to see a lot of hog gameplay here. You're going to see a lot of breakdowns of how to beat certain decks, and some tips on like some of that. That's kind of who I am. That's kind of what I do, and that's kind of what I like to present to you guys. I don't so much want to bring videos of nanner boo boo, I beat so and so. I want to break it down why they're a good player at that deck, and how I beat it, and what I did to beat it. And there's key points on there of how to beat those, or tile placements, or the cards I put on a certain area. Like, you don't want to put a princess on the same side that your health is down, because, you know, 100 and something change damage from a log, yeah, that helps. That helps them, you know, that could be the game right there. So, you know, there's just little things that you guys can do to improve your game. I hope this helped you guys out. Like I said, please hit that sub, hit that like if you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next one, and peace.